Hey guys, what's up? Rich here, Finn's Garage. How you doing? Happy Sunday. Just wanted to bring you a quick little video today. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Finn's Garage, so busy this weekend. Finally got done, no bikes in the garage. Time to drink some old fashioned, watch some UFC fights tonight, cook some steaks on the grill, and just chill. This weekend we had a diner in here. After Harley dropped that news, I think it was Thursday, on the new Super Glide coming back. It's not a true Dyna Super Glide, but it's a Softail Super Glide. Very cool bike. We did have actually a 2011 Dyna Super Glide in here this weekend. We did a complete fork rebuild, all new seals, all new fluid, did a whole master cylinder rebuild, got that bike on its way. That thing was out of here good. Also had a brand new bike in here this weekend, 2026 Street Glide Ultra, just in here for a 5K service. So what a difference from a 2011 Super Glide and then bringing in the next bike, a brand new Street Glide Ultra, just to see all those electronics, all the modifications, all the modernization on that bike. But me personally, I still love the old school bikes. So busy weekend. Also, we had a Mercedes in here, an A220. We did rotors, we did brakes. For those that don't know, Finn's Garage actually started about 10 years ago, and we did European automotive work for BMWs and Mercedes. So that was the originality of Finn's Garage. So we had a 2011 Super Glide, Dyna Super Glide, 2026 Street Glide Ultra, and a 2022 A220 Mercedes in here in Finn's Garage this weekend. So if you guys are in the Tampa Bay area, you need some work done, hit me up, let me know. Old-fashioned drinkers, let me know what you drink. Today, we are not working on bikes. We are drinking, relaxing, cooking steaks. It's a chill day, and then UFC celebrating 250 years tonight on the White House lawn. Can't get any better than that on a Sunday afternoon. I'm gonna give a shout out to my buddy Mikey A right here. Got me this bottle of Jefferson's Tropics. Shoot me a comment, shoot me a thing below. What's your favorite whiskey? This stuff is badass with some maraschino cherries. Perfect drink. But anyway, let's talk some Harley talk really quick. So I had a 5K service bike in here this weekend. A lot of people get these brand new bikes, they spend all this money and they do 3 holes, they change the primary, they change the engine oil, they change the transmission oil, call it a day. There's so much more that's involved in the 1K, the 5K, the 10K, and the 20K service. So let me grab a checklist and I will walk you through what's involved on each of those services. Very critical, especially if you do your own work. Make sure you save your receipts, make sure you save your documentation. Harley may give you a hard time if you have an issue down the road and you have to, put in a warranty claim, especially on those first couple services. Save your receipts. The dealers will try to scare you. They will try to say you have to do the services through them. That is not true. Not true at all. Do your homework. You are allowed to do your own services. If you can get a brand new bike and you can work a deal where they'll give you the 1K service or the 5K service as part of your deal, go right ahead and do it. A lot of them won't do it, but I've known quite a few people that were able to work that into the deal. So if you can work that deal, take advantage of it. But again, don't be afraid, do your own work. So let me grab a checklist real quick. I'll walk you through what we do here at Finn's Garage. And it kind of mirrors what the Harley recommendation is. And I'll just tell you what the difference is between 1, 5, 10, and 20. And yeah, let me grab that checklist. If you don't drink old fashions, I don't know what to tell you. You're missing out. Also, this weekend, give a shout out to my buddy James over at Buckshot Tattoo. If you guys can zoom in, we did some new work to finish the sleeve. We got some skulls, we got some pistons, we got some gears, we got some wrenches. So yeah, Buckshot Tattoo right here in the Tampa Bay area over on US 41. If you're in the area, you want some tattoo work, look him up. Does great work. Anyway, here's our checklist that I give to every single one of my customers. I also provide pictures of the work and all the tests that we do as well. So let me just talk you through the differences right here. So 1K service. This is in addition to all your fluids, right? So we go through, we check all the critical fasteners. You will be surprised how many bikes we get in here straight from the factory. Things are loose. I'm talking floorboard bolts. I'm talking bolts on the sides for the suspension. I've seen them loose. That's very important. We go through, we just check to make sure all the electrical switches work. You probably won't see any problems until you get later on in the age of the bike, but we check it. Tire pressure. I have so many friends that come in here, customers that do not check their tire pressure. I'm not going to throw them on blast. Check your tire pressure. We inspect the brake fluid. We know brake fluid, down, especially down here in Florida, it's so humid. It's so humid down here. That stuff's got to be changed minimum every 2 years. So we check that. If it needs to be changed, I'll call the customer. I'll do a recommendation and get that checked. Obviously, your engine oil is always done your engine oil. That's always done. 1K, super critical. That's when you get all of the breakout material from the engine, and all that break-in stuff has to get out of the engine. So very critical. But we do that every 5,000 miles. Primary fluid. That is done at the 1,000. Harley recommends after the 1,000 to do it every 10,000 miles. For what I charge for services in Finn's Garage and for what it costs, do it every 5,000 miles. It's 1 quart. Most of the time it's 1 quart of oil. If you got a fat boy like this or you got a breakout, sometimes it'll be a little bit more than 1 quart, but it's cheap. Do it every 5,000 miles. It doesn't hurt. Same thing with the transmission fluid. Harley recommends do it at the 1K and then do it again every 20,000 miles. You don't want to spend money on a brand new transmission. Change that oil every 5,000 miles. Also here, Finn's Garage, we use AMSOIL oils. We have specific oil. We don't use the same oil on all 3 holes that you may get done at the dealer or any other independent shop. We use AMSOIL unless the customer specifically wants something else. But we have specific oil just for the engine. We have specific oil just for the primary. This is done for a reason. It's not made to put the same oil on all 3 holes. You have gears, you got transmission, you got clutches, you have all that other stuff in there. Don't put engine oil in it. And we have transmission fluid specifically designed for the transmission. So when you come to Finn's Garage, you get a service. This is what we recommend. We don't charge extra. This is what we use. If you want to use something else, you want to use Bel-Ray, which is a great oil, you want to use some of the other ones out there, go ahead. I'll honor that request, but this is what we recommend. All right, continuing on. We inspect the brake lines. Just make sure your brake lines are not swollen. Make sure there's no cracks. We check the brake pads. I do this at every service. Harley recommends only to do it every 10,000 miles. I check the front axle torque. I check the rear axle torque. You got to make sure your wheels are on tight, right? Critical thing. Inspect the jiffy stand. Make sure the jiffy stand's lubricated. Make sure it's operating correctly. Make sure the spring isn't worn. We adjust the clutch every single service. As those discs in the clutch basket wear, your clutch is gonna change. Your friction zone is gonna move as those clutch discs wear. So we adjust the clutch every single service. If you want it closer to the handle, further out, let me know. I'll adjust it to where it's gotta go. Most of the time I like to do it, for those that know how to adjust the clutch, you got 1/2 to 1 full turn inside the basket. We default to 3/4 of a turn, kind of gets it midway, but if you want something closer to the handle or further out, let me know and we'll adjust it accordingly. But most of the time, the 3/4 turn works excellent for most users. Brake and clutch cable lube. Now this is only specific for certain bikes. This is more for the older bikes. We have the stainless steel cable and the stainless steel sheath. A lot of these newer bikes, they're all nylon and stuff like that, so you really don't have to lubricate them, but based on the bike, we will lubricate it if we need that. That's done every service, 1, 5, 10, 15, 20. Drive belt inspection. Almost 90% of the Harleys that come out of the factory, the belts are either right at the maximum or they're too tight. And you want to adjust that in spec. You don't want to put premature wear on that belt. You don't want to put premature wear on your transmission, on your sprocket. So they all come from the factory a little bit on the tight end. If you get underneath there, check your belt, you will see what I mean. So we adjust it to spec. Other fasteners that we look at is we go through the entire exhaust. We make sure all the exhaust flanges are tightened. We make sure the flanges on the heads are tightened. Just make sure you have no exhaust leaks. I also do this at every single inspection as well. The 1000, 5000, 10, 15, 20. We do 12-volt battery electrical testing, and we also do stator testing to make sure that your charging system is is operating correctly. I take pictures of those readings. I take pictures and send them to the customers of what their battery and their charging system is doing. Fuel line inspections, make sure there's no cracks in the fuel line, make sure everything looks good there. And then last but not least, we go out, we take it for a road test, we drive it around, see how it operates in real world conditions, and we go from there. So that is really the entire checklist. So as you can see, there's so much more that's involved than just changing your oil. I do want to call out, there's one specific thing that we do only every 10,000 miles, and that's the steering head bearings. So, you don't have to check it at the 1K, you don't have to check it at the 5K, but every 10,000 miles, you want to check for play in your steering head bearing. So there's, depending on the bike, there's a certain test that you can do with some drop tests and some, resistance tests, the way it drops back and bounces back. But you don't want to have your steering with a loose bearing in there. It's very dangerous and it's unsafe. So anyway, drop me a comment, see what you guys do on your 1K, 5K, 10K, see if you think you should do anything different. This covers the Harley recommendation, plus I go a little bit above and beyond of what Harley recommends. So drop me a comment, see what you do. So anyway, looking forward to the next week in Finn's Garage. We have a 2025 Road Glide CVO already booked coming in. We're doing the Legends 47 cartridge installation inside the front fork. So get that brand new bike feeling the way it's going to be. So that will be a good install. Look for that video. I will videotape that one. There's not a lot of Legends on the newer models, especially the CVO with the inverted fork. So we got that scheduled. We also have a 2026 Street Glide Ultra booked coming in. We're going to do the 1K service. It's brand new. It's only got 1,000 miles on it. We're going to do a full-blown 1K service, and we're also going to upgrade the entire suspension. He's got the RS2 rear suspension, so we're going to put that on there. We also got the RS-1F front cartridge suspension that we're going to put in that bike as well. So I will bring a video on those installations as well. So yeah, so look forward to next week or so. We'll have some new content on some newer bikes, Legend suspensions, great suspension in there in that CVO. So look forward to that. So anyway, again, happy Sunday. Cheers to all the hard work we do all week. Let's have a couple days relaxation. Start back over tomorrow. With that, peace out. Cheers.